Here we go. We have our little Happy New Year sign, and this is going to be our practice piece for today. We're going to be talking about a little bit of torch welding. Coming back from a dance event that I just went to, thought about practice. How are we going to practice? Well, one of the things that I do with teaching people how to weld and practice that is setting up the torch and running multiple passes of beads of weld. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to fire up the torch and we're going to set the regulators. All too often, people set the oxygen way too high. Even with cutting steel with a big torch, I can cut half-inch plate on maybe less than 10 pounds. People have it cranked up to 20. Makes it harder to adjust. So what we're going to do, we're going to adjust it. We're going to open up the acetylene all the way. Tanks are on. And I'm going to adjust the regulator until the smoke about dies. Somewhere around there. Do the same thing with the oxygen. Open up the oxygen valve all the way. All the while pointing this in a safe direction. Creating a neutral flame. Okay, a little loud. This is the biggest torch tip that this torch can handle. And when I mean a neutral flame, is at the point when the oxygen and acetylene is at the same. Right now we're running barely off the post on that gauge, and we're running about 5 pounds of acetylene. Not even sure if the gauges are correct, but that right there is the most I will ever need with this particular torch. So I'm going to drop a tip size, or 3, go down and weld some sheet metal, and not changing anything on the regulator. Shut these way down. I'm going to create a neutral flame with a much smaller tip for welding sheet metal. Make sure that is tight. That's slightly embarrassing. Come on. Again, creating a nice neutral flame. And from experience, right about there, that's about where I'm going to like it. From here, I can adjust it up or down. When you adjust this flame, I'm not sure if the camera can see it, it probably can't, but the inner cone, we adjust it with 1x, 2x, and 3x, meaning if I'm going to adjust it one size, I'm going to take the feather, acetylene feather, and it's going to lengthen the same length as the inner cone, and then I'm going to open oxygen to compensate. That's one size of, or like one step on another welding machine. What people want to do is they want to get welding holes and rod and coupons real fast. Welding any form, whether it's MIG, TIG, arc, submerged arc, is all puddle manipulation. The puddle that's happening at the tip. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to practice welding line after line after line. I'm going to manipulate that puddle forward. And I know you can't see on the camera because the camera's not behind the glasses I'm on. And I am watching the oxidation float on top. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to do line after line after line. I could let the part cool down. I might not. Also, I can practice one-handed. Practicing my balance. Getting used to it. I can also practice this close. I'm going to cut the torch down, that 1x that I had to begin with. I can practice very close. If you also notice too, I have a kickstand. I'm always going short. Here, I will do this just for practice, just to practice my balance. But you see how unsteady I am? If I did this more, I'd probably be better at it. But I will always try and get close. As close as I can with my body. And I'm going to manipulate that puddle for hours. Not just this piece. For hours. 10,000 hours is approximately what it takes, this is what's been said, to master something, become a true master. Is that true? Yeah, it's a ton of time, ton of hours. But I guarantee if you did this 1 hour a night for 5 nights straight, you'll be that much better. Now, once I do this for a number of hours, say 5 hours, just pick an arbitrary number, it doesn't matter. Then I'm going to add filler material. I'm not going to add filler material to get started. I'm not even getting into doing there's my striker. I'm not even getting into welding coupons together yet. That's a completely different animal. What I want to do is I want to be able to manipulate that puddle. Come on, girl, work with me. So after I do this for 50 hours, then I work on adding rod. No kickstand, with a kickstand, different positions. Notice I am not sitting in a chair on a nice little bench doing this. Because when I'm welding on a car, I'm on my back welding with exhaust, I'm not sitting in a chair. I'm sitting here and I'm practicing my manipulation. Again, kickstand, holding my finger down here. And then I'm going to add the wire ever so gently. The wire actually helps cool the puddle. It does a number of different things for you that are an advantage. I use ERS 7OS-6, which has got the highest silicone manganese for deoxidizing. So that's how you practice. Hours and hours and hours of drawing lines. And that is certainly not the prettiest weld I've ever done. I could do better. Same thing with adding a filler rod. Gas welding isn't going to look as neat as TIG. You do have some oxidation in there. You want to practice getting good penetration. What we're looking for is that slight little drop on the inside. Now that there may have been a little bit too much, but it's right about there when it's actually getting to be about perfect. Practice in different positions. Practice sitting down. Practice standing up, because in real life this is how it happens. And again, practice some more. So Happy New Year. Here's the 2017. Let's do it. Thank you very much.